Everyone, hope you all are good. Welcome to the English Academy. This lecture is all about chapter 6 of the novel The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit. Students, if you remember, we are done with 5 chapters of the novel, in which we came to know up till now that this story revolves around 3 children: Roberta, Phyllis, and Peter. These 3 children are siblings to each other, and unfortunately, they have lost their fortune and had to move to a cottage that is nearby a railway station. From there, their stories starts, and they had to face so many ups and downs. Actually, their life turned upside down when their father was taken away by the government officers because he was being falsely accused of doing something wrong, and it has not proved anything has not proved yet. Their mother knows the reality, but children are unaware of the fact. Mother actually did not want to burdenize the children by telling them anything wrong, so that's why she decided to keep the thing secret. Anyway, they shifted to the railway station, although it was not an easy task for them to adjust into a smaller house with no facilities available. But somehow, children, being very compassionate, kind, and very determined, they are coping up with their day to day life. They have also made some friends at the railway station. A train passes by the station every day, and they used to wave the old gentleman. If I talk about the last chapter, so in last chapter we came to know that there was a Russian exile over there at the station. He was speaking French. He was falsely accused because he wrote something about some reality about some of the personalities, and he actually faced hard prison, and then he was freed, but unfortunately he lost his ticket and eventually reached to the railway station that is nearby the children's house. Because he was speaking French, everybody else did not understand him. But when these children were there, they tried to understand what he was saying, and they knew a little bit of French. Then the mother arrives and she showed compassion towards him because she is also a writer, and she also writes letters. So that's why she wanted to move forward in order to help him out and in order to get connected him to his family. Anyway, let's move on to this new chapter and see what is this chapter all about. This chapter titled is Savior of the Train. So let's see, let me give you a brief overview of this chapter. Students, in chapter 6 of The Railway Children by Edith Nesbit, often titled Saviors of the Train, or focusing on the Russian exile and a major rescue. The recovering Russian gentleman enjoys the garden in their father's altered clothes, while the children experience a heart-pounding moment of heroism by preventing a catastrophic railway landslide. To help visualize the themes and sequence of events in this chapter, here is a breakdown of what happens that I'm gonna share with you. I hope that the brief overview is clear to everybody that what we are going to read in this chapter. So let's start. Saviors of the train. The first key point is caring for the Russian exile, recovering, and kindness. The Russian gentleman grows stronger, sits in the garden, and receives warm, innocent gestures like flowers from Bobby, Peter, and Phyllis. Mother's research. While the children try to cheer him up without sharing a common language, their mother writes letters to try and locate his missing family in England. Then comes the landslide and rescue the excursion. The children head out near the railway cutting to hunt for wild cherries, carrying a basket and their mother's silver watch. The danger. They hear a loud, strange noise and witness a sudden landslide of trees and earth collapsing straight down onto the railway tracks just as a train is due. The next is stopping the train. Realizing an oncoming train faces disaster, Peter, Robbie, and Phyllis quickly use their red flannel petticoats as makeshift signals flags. The success. They bravely waved their flags on the line, successfully and miraculously stopping the heavy train just in time to avert a major crash. So this was actually the breakdown of the whole chapter. Now I'm gonna tell you in detail what has actually happened. In chapter 6 of the railway children, the Russian gentleman continues to recover, allowing him to join the children outdoors. The Russian exile, the man who actually lost his family, is now living with these children, and these children are trying much in order to get him to his health back, on his trek back, you can say. On the other hand, their mother was writing letters in order to locate his missing family in England. The children wish he could communicate with them better and engage in heartfelt acts of kindness towards him, bringing flowers and showing their affection. Meanwhile, their mother attempts to locate the Russians' family in England by reaching out to various officials. This chapter emphasizes the children's desire to help him, which is portrayed through their innocent and cheerful gestures. As the children's eagerness grows, Phyllis remembers Perks, the station porter, who promised her the first strawberries from his garden. Despite their 3 day absence from the station due to their focus on the Russian, they venture to see Perks. However, they find him uncharacteristically cold and detached, sparking a series of misunderstandings about secrets and communication. The tension is quickly diffused when Phyllis hugs Perks and they all agree to be friends, leading to a story sharing moment about the Russian. The plot thickens when the children plan an excursion to gather wild cherries, their excitement tarnished by an unexpected occurrence when they hear a strange noise at the top of the railway cutting. To their horror, they witness trees and earth collapsing towards the tracks, posing a potential danger to an ongoing train. Pushed by a sense of urgency, Peter decides they must signal the train to avoid a disaster, leading the children to quickly devise a plan with their flannel petticoats as flags. Actually, they want to stop the train so that the train is not going to hit the trees or whatever is coming on the way of the train, so that train stops earlier before the landsliding happens, right? So they wanted to save the train and obviously the passengers, so they decided to use their red petticoats as a signal, as you can see in this picture as well. Here there are red petticoats and they use it in order to signal the train to stop, in so that nothing bad could happen. In a heart pounding movement, they wave their makeshift signals to stop the approaching train, which miraculously slows down just in time. Bobby, overwhelmed from the ordeal, faints but revives with her siblings' comfort shortly thereafter. The children are hailed as heroes at the station for their quick thinking and bravery. Despite the accolades, Bobby expresses a sense of horror about the near accident, emphasizing the weight of their actions while the chapter closes with a bittersweet reminder that they didn't achieve their initial goal of picking cherries. Actually, they went out in order to pick up the wild cherries, but eventually they forgot about the berries and they were involved in a heroic act of stopping the train so that nothing bad, any bad incident could happen. So it was all from chapter number 6. I hope that it is clear to everybody, and if you still have any query, you have an option of asking me any question in comment section. Take a very good care of yourself. Till the next video, bye bye.